There's two that stand out here. Essen is one of them, and Karlsruhe Siena is the other one. Like these two teams.
Pronouncing them.
I don't even know if I don't know if I did it right. So I
Houses, roads.
Yeah, look, this whole street.
Bins. The house has got bins. The recycling bins. Oh my lord!
They've modelled a whole German village behind here.
Or both.
I'm gonna talk about it. Because people are so annoying.
I knew you were going there.
Why do people have to go? Can I turn it off? What do you mean? Can you turn it? Like, you can turn off any league in the game, right? Like, why? You are only mentioning it because it's women's football. You are only bringing it up like, oh, I won't touch. Like, why does anyone have to say, oh, I won't play it? Like, whenever any other league is announced, no one feels the need to say that. Why do you have to say it? Like, you're obviously saying it to try and make some kind of point.
Hello everyone and welcome to the FM Show podcast. I am your host, Aaron Floon, also known as RDF Tactics, and today I have Sai. Unfortunately, Matt and Tony aren't here with us, but we do have a special guest today, and her name is Alice. Alice, how are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you for having me, nerds.
Oh, no problem. Of course, it's a special day for many of us Football Manager fans. Football Manager have released some big news. Have you got any thoughts on it? I want you to sort of tell everyone what the news was. Sorry, putting that pressure on you.
Way too much pressure. Today was the kind of like the official announcement for women's football in Football Manager 26 and every Football Manager, hopefully, going forward. Because like they've obviously talked about it in the past, and so we kind of know, but we've never known like that much. There's been the detailing of women's football coming to Football Manager has been very limited, and now we're getting not only are we getting some kind of like gameplay of the women's game and some fantastic screenshots of the actual like player menus as well, but like a nice little breakdown of what we're kind of anticipating for it, and also the leagues we're getting.
That's the thing for me today as well. It's like we've always been hearing it, but we haven't seen it. Yeah. And I think today, we got to see it and we're like, yeah, it's real. How you been doing, Sai?
Yeah, not too bad. So I like I'm a little disappointed actually, because I was hoping for more. Like it, so not like
you're on the same page as me. Okay.
Yeah. Like you're not wrong. Like so one of the things I always love with Football Manager is like promotion and relegation. I like that kind of experience of loss and then having to rebuild up from there. But with so little leagues and there's so many nations with only one playable league per nation, it kind of sours it ever so slightly.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of... Imagine you're a fan of an English team. You want to try playing as their women's team. Most of those teams, there's only 28 teams, I think, right? 20 or 32. Yeah. 28 or 32, it's something like that. I think it's 32, it's 16 and 16, isn't it? So there's 32 women's teams in English football, which means like so many teams will be missing their women's counterpart. Sorry, I should say women's counterpart. And considering also some of the women's teams that are in those top divisions are not really tied to men's teams, or Durham doesn't really. I mean, Durham, there is a men's Durham team, but they are not anywhere near the Football League even. They're not even. Yeah. I don't know what tier they're in, tier 8 or tier 9, I think. So it like some of these teams, and I think there's one in the German division that doesn't translate over. Obviously, London Lions, which were Millwall but aren't anymore. They're another one who don't really have like. I mean, I guess if you were a Millwall fan, you could play as them. They're kind of a fun one to play as. But I think, you're missing some of the big, and you'll also be missing some of the teams which. So hashtag, for example, hashtag women's team. They're in the third tier of women's football in England, but they won't be in this, and that's not that far down. And they're like they play against. I don't know. I can't remember who else is. There's like Cardiff Women is in the third tier. They're called Gwalior United. Like there's some big teams in the third tier of English women's football. But
what I think I might have to do, because I want to play as Gwalior United, so I'm going to have to like sim forward a couple of seasons and try and see if they get themselves promoted into League 2, so then we can go for it.
Well, I have a hope.
Football Manager.
Because There is 36,000 players for 41,000. Was it 41,000 people and 36,000 players?
Yeah, that's correct.
36,000 players into 14 leagues, into 16 teams, which it won't be because there will be people in the wider football world.
Yeah.
But that's about, or actually, I would do it the other way, like 16 times 14, right? 16 times 14 is about.
I'm not even going to try and do the maths.
Well, I got the calculator. So 16 teams in 14 leagues is 224 teams total, right? So that times that by how many players would you say on a regular team? Let's be generous and say they've got, I don't know, 40 players with the youth players, right?
Yeah.
You're saying, whoa, that's a Chelsea. Every team's Chelsea.
So that's or even 45, right? That's only about 10,000 players. It's actually about 9,000 players, but let's say it's about 45, about 10,000 players. That's like, and how many are there? 36,000. That means the size of the women's database must be about triple what the actual teams are, which makes me hope that, like, let's say hashtag are there fully in the game, or like they've got a fully fleshed first team at least, but the leagues just aren't created because there's all kinds of weird stuff around. There's some weird stuff with women's football in that like the promotion and relegation isn't as simple as a team can get promoted if they finish top of the league. They also have to have like the facilities and be accepted in, and it's a bit more like MLS in a way. But although there is the promotion and relegation, so hashtag, for example, I know Spencer Owen, who runs hashtag, has spoken about it and said that like they've been in a position where they might have got promoted into the women's Super League 2, what was the Women's Championship, but they can't because they don't have the facilities, whereas a lot of the Premier League, the ones that are tied to Premier League teams do. So it's like, I wonder if that's one of the reasons they've not gone for more teams.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I was going to say Football Manager's niche, and then people that use databases and stuff is even smaller. I'm pretty sure, though, there's going to be some sort of editor out there that's going to try and add these teams in. Yeah.
Let's hope.
It might take a while, but like we get like, what 20 leagues in like an edited database for England. Like I'm sure we can add a couple more leagues onto the women's game.
Yeah, definitely.
Some slight hope that they can add it, because they did say they're going to add some things as the game goes on as well. Not specifically with the women's, but just as the Football Manager cycle goes on. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe not this year, but hopefully we are.
Do you imagine they drop leagues as like free DLC?
Oh, whoa.
No, I can't imagine that's going to happen.
Like they were like once a month they were like, hey, we've just dropped they used to do it the old Gibraltar, didn't they? They used to drop the Gibraltar database.
Oh yeah.
Maybe so they do that.
That would be cool, but that would be awesome. Like to have those leagues added as they go along. But my guess is they're probably just gonna like wait until the next FM before they start adding those leagues. And in the video that I'm sure we'll watch at some point,
we'll watch in a minute.
The presenter does mention that they are planning on adding more leagues, more nations playable, because what we're getting, as you mentioned earlier, we're getting very little. And like, for example, like women's football in France is pretty big, like especially compared to some of the other nations on the list we're getting, and yet we've only got one league there. It's interesting enough though, we've got like 2 leagues in Sweden. I don't know much about Swedish football. I don't know what's happening there.
So the Swedish one is interesting because so that trophy for the Manager of the Month, did you see that the other day?
Yeah.
From Football Manager. Okay, let me show that first in case anyone didn't see. Which I also thought it was interesting because it's for the. Is it for the women's division? Oh, it's not the Swedish one. It's the Polish one.
The Polish Cup, yeah.
I thought it was the Swedish one. It isn't. It's for the Polish one, which means it's Polish. The Polish one's licensed in the game. I assume they will be now. Well, they might not be.
Yeah, they should be now. Was that a hint?
Well, we've had Football Manager sponsor things in the past, and not. Football Manager used to sponsor Leicester, and Leicester weren't licensed in the game. Well, they sponsored hashtag, and hashtag had never been in the game. So I wonder if So that was the Polish league, wasn't it? I was sort of thinking, I wonder if there's an agreement with the Swedish leagues though. They don't have the Swedish men's league; they have the Swedish women's league.
Yeah, it might just be like a special link there between Football Manager and Sweden. But what we're going to do, we're going to watch the video, just in case for those people that haven't seen it, you can see it here first, possibly. But before we do, thank you for everyone supporting the Patreon. And if you would like to support the Patreon, make sure you go and check it out at patreon.com/the FM Show Pod. That's patreon.com/the FM Show Pod, where you can support the channel from as little as £3. So, what happened there? That was fluid. Yeah, come on, chat. But yeah, come and check out the network. The network save, yes, the network save, yeah. So, Si, boom, we popped that video.
Yeah, let's have a look at the video. Right.
My camera done me dirty. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it was going so smooth.
In my head, I was like, hey, I'm going smoothly.
It was perfect.
Right. So this is well, there was a trailer dropped earlier in the week, but I think it's fully within this video, so we can just hopefully we don't get DMCA'd on this either, because it has actual footage from real football in it.
It's been a long time.
So
the support, the passion, the rise and rise of the sports, and now it is finally part of Football Manager. This year, women's.
Hey, what do you think of that screenshot?
The stadiums.
Yeah, actually, I think that bit looks slightly worse, but the bit where they walk out here.
This year, women's football.
That's nice.
It makes it look
good,
a little
right?
more alive.
That looks less
But, like,
alive.
yeah.
The one before looks more.
The one before this one. Yeah, it looked a lot more alive, and I liked how the stadium's a bit more realistic. I don't think that's something we get in current versions of FM. Like, it's obviously this is moving away from like, women's football, but that stand, I don't think I've ever seen that stand, like a stand that small in the game engine.
You never managed in the non-league, Alice.
I have, and I've managed in the Welsh league.
Yeah,
the
no, you're true.
stadiums
Like,
are gigantic.
This looks good. I've never seen this sort of like reality in previous Football Managers.
Well, this is the German Women's League. Do you know I noticed something interesting on this screen? I wonder if either of you two will spot it.
Don't tell me. I don't know. For some reason, the house is in the background towards the left.
It's not the houses.
It's like, those houses look real.
Something that I saw made me go, ooh, interesting that's there.
Oh,
The tunnel?
It's not the tunnel. For audio listeners, they're looking at the screenshot of the players coming out of the tunnel in the women's game. It's in the German.
Yeah, so
German
take a
leagues.
wild guess, listeners, as well.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what you're getting at. Yeah.
Okay, it's on one of the advertising hoardings at the top of the stands.
Is it the old Football Manager
No.
logo? No.
Is it the old Football Manager logo? No, I don't think it is. I think it's a new one, right? So they got special effect, FM26, Football Manager. What's the last one? What's this?
Die.
What's this last one?
Die.
It doesn't say die. It's in German.
It does. It's a
It says D.
Isn't that
It's in
Wolfsburg?
German.
Oh, sorry.
It's not Wolfsburg's badge. No, that badge is not Wolfsburg's badge. That badge is the badge of the German FA.
Is that the,
Yes.
yeah, I was about to say the Federation, yeah.
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 Now, the German national team has
That's true.
famously
Oh, you're
never
getting
been
somewhere.
in the game. They
You're
always
getting
remove
somewhere,
Football Manager,
Si.
the German national team from the game. So there must be a licensing agreement to allow the German FA into the game. I might be completely off base, and that logo might already be an FM24. But about the German FA
No,
are
you're
in
not.
charge of the...
But the nation logos are not in the game. Or like Federate, like the
the
FA
Federation
logo is
ones.
not
No,
in
they
the
won't be,
Football
will they? Unless they have a licensing
Manager.
agreement.
This is the first time we've seen it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think genuinely the first time we've seen it, yeah.
For the German FA, yeah. Because I thought that's the German national team at first, and I thought, no, it's not. It's the German FA. But that doesn't really make a difference. It's still the German FA, right? So it's still what the national team would use. It's like having the FA badge and the England badge. So I
Can you
think...
imagine S-Match is like, F6 say, why did you point that out? Remove it now.
national football's
cold.
national football's not in the game. International football's not in the game. But maybe the German national team now is. I don't know.
Well,
Everyone's gone, but just Germany's just...
It's going to exist in the game,
can
right?
only play. Yeah, it is going to exist. You can only play as Germany. That's it. No, I spotted that and I was like, hang on a minute. That's interesting that that's in there, because that implies that they have some kind of licensing agreement now with the German FA. Why would they try and get a licensing agreement with the German FA if there wasn't going to be national football in the game? Unless it's part, it might be that it's just part of the German Women's League and the Bundesliga.
It might be, yeah.
It's entirely
don't
possible.
Get me excited.
But the fact that they went and put the logo in the game is well, the fact they have a relationship with them is interesting.
Been introduced for the very first time in series history, changing the game forever.
I didn't look
As
at
I
those ones
mentioned,
actually.
Fully integrated and ready for you to discover however you want to play. With 14 leagues across 11 nations and 3 continents, including some of the biggest licenses in the women's game.
All right, there was a whole load of teams there.
We
can go back and look at them. Yeah, let's have it. It flies through, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to put it like 0.25 and mute it so we can see what she actually showed. So they showed the Premier League, the Super League 1 and 2, or Super League, Super League and Super League 2. So this is Super League. No, see how quick it goes. That's on 0.25 speed. It's already gone. Okay, there we go. Arsenal, Villa, Brighton, Chelsea, Everton, Leicester, Liverpool, London City, Lionesses, Man City, Man United, Spurs, and West Ham. So, 10 of those are... Yeah, actually, there's only 12 in the division, isn't there? So 10 of those are... so you imagine how many extra players there must be. 10 of those are Premier League, 2 are Leicester, and then London City, Lionesses, which was Millwall. So, yeah, there's an interesting selection. Any of those take your fancy? If you want to try any of those out?
I would say London City, because all the other teams, when you compare them to say the men's teams, they're all quite boring, generic. We're gonna just try and win the Premiership straight in the first couple of seasons. But London City, I would go for. But then the fact that they are essentially the old Millwall, as a Cardiff fan, I don't think I could do that.
I know what Aaron's gonna choose.
Yeah, this was my saved plan for 3 years ago. As soon as that news, I was like, yep, Arsenal women. There's just no doubt.
You can't wait to play Spurs women. Right, and then the Super League 2. I'm disappointed Super League 3 isn't in it, but Portsmouth women just got promoted to Super League 2. Or I think they got promoted to the same year as Portsmouth men. So I get Portsmouth in there. We're playing against Southampton. We just played in real life. 0-0, but Portsmouth were the better team. Wouldn't you agree, Aaron? No? And then Birmingham, Bristol, Charlton, Palace, Durham, just out of nowhere, Durham, Ipswich, Newcastle, Forest, Portsmouth, Sheffield United, Southampton and Sunderland. So again, it's all apart from Durham, Championship and Premier League teams in there. I don't think any of these are lower at the minute. Charlton, I don't remember where Charlton
it'll be weird as well. It's playing in the tier 2, and you're seeing teams like Newcastle, and sometimes you just forget. Yeah. You separate that. Wait, they're a Premier League team, but then in here it's just a different world.
Yeah, I think the Durham save will be a popular one.
It's a weird
football,
one, right?
Because it's it is that team where you mentioned it earlier, how they are significantly in a higher level than the men's team. So isn't that what it's all about?
I don't even know if they have a men's team.
It's very low.
I think they do. I think it's down in really far down.
Durham Women's Football Club. Yeah. No, I think they're just... Well, Durham will have a men's team, but I don't think it's attached, is what I mean. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I think Durham will be interesting, because I'm also curious if the teams are linked, in what way they are linked to their men's teams. So do they share, for example, resources and finances in some situations? If Manchester City gets taken over by an oil sheik, bad example, Man City. If Portsmouth gets taken over by an oil sheik, does that mean... Well, actually, that's also a bad example. That happened to us once before.
Leave us out of it. Leave us out of it. Don't even bother.
If Southampton get taken over by an oil sheik, does the women's side also get a load of the money? And does that mean that a team like Durham is less attractive? Is it harder for a team like Durham to then establish themselves? because they won't have the attraction of the men's team alongside them.
I'm going to guess that SI will probably partition the two. And so if one affects the men's, like if you affect the men's team in any way, I don't think they're going to affect the women's league. But then I've been wrong about these things before, so what do I know right now?
But the ownership is tied in some cases and not in others.
Yeah.
I mean, and equally, Aston Villa is it Aston Villa? Like, will Aston Villa women be tied to Aston Villa men's team? Didn't they sell them off this summer or something? Or was it Everton? One of them sold them off to themselves. It's like...
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
It was Aston Villa, Chelsea, Everton, maybe you're free.
Arsenal used the Emirates as well, so that will be interesting to see.
The women's do, yeah. Are they Arsenal women or Arsenal ladies?
Yeah.
Arsenal women now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they've all been renamed. Because it used to be Portsmouth ladies and now they're Portsmouth women. I think the term ladies has gone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was confused as well, because I remember going, my first Arsenal ladies match, it was definitely Arsenal ladies.
Yeah, I don't think it is now. I think it's Arsenal women. Well, it's Arsenal, but I mean, Arsenal women.
So, interestingly, in real life, what's happened just now is that Everton are obviously moving stadium, right? So they've got the women's team is moving into Goodison Park.
Yep.
And so, into Goodison, I don't know, I can't remember the park. But I doubt they're going to add this to the game, but it would be amazing if the corresponding men's team built a new stadium, and then they would basically gift the old stadium to the women's team. It's not going to happen, but there's a world in what I want to dream that might happen.
So Football Manager does pick up on empty stadiums for you to be able to use. Sometimes it creates them. As Portsmouth, at one point, we got relocated to Hampton Waterloo. We got relocated to the Gordon Banks Stadium in Southampton. Now, Gordon Banks has never had anything to do with Southampton in his life, so I don't know why it was called the Gordon Banks Stadium in Southampton, but. Yeah,
in Wales, the game keeps populating a stadium in Bridgend called the Bridgend Community Arena that has a capacity of 51,000.
Yeah, that's it.
Why would you need a stadium in Bridgend with a capacity of 51,000?
That is mental, yeah.
I'm curious what I think women's football is going to get more popular and the attendances and stuff are going to go up because I especially in terms of licenses and stuff outside of Football Manager. I think this year it's on BBC, Sky, and YouTube, or is it ITV? But it's going to be on YouTube as well. The Women's Champions League is going to be on Disney Plus. I think you're going to see the availability of watching these games is going to become a lot more as well. And I think you might see more and more people get into it.
Yeah, I'm sort of seeing it firsthand now. My little niece goes as well to the Emirates.
Yeah, and one of my nieces.
I think that's a bit of a cheat code in Arsenal's case because for a lot of us, it's like, oh, this is an opportunity to go to the Emirates sort of thing.
Might get a trophy.
If you watched, but if you do watch the Arsenal's last game, I was quite surprised, but not surprised. Obviously, why shouldn't you go and watch football? But at the same time, it's like, wow, this is actually almost a packed crowd.
Actually, it's true. I'm on Arsenal's ticket list, and I got an email yesterday, and I was like, oh, who are they playing? Liverpool, I think. Arsenal, saying about come watch Arsenal v Liverpool at the Emirates, and I didn't realise it was the women's game at first. I was like, wait, why are there tickets available for this? But it's because it was at the Emirates, but it was the women's game.
Yeah, that's their home ground now.
Yeah. I don't know what day of the week they're playing. That'd be a good game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm disappointed. It's only 2 tiers in England. I thought we'd get 3 tiers in England. It became obvious on Monday we weren't going to. Okay. Let's go forward. If you want to play with promotional relegation as well, your options are a bit more limited. This is Germany. Yeah. I'm surprised there's only 1 tier in Germany.
Oh, so the logo is different. We call that.
Yeah, that's not the FA logo. That's
the league logo.
The Google Pixel Frauen Bundesliga logo. Because this is in EAFC. Actually, I got my copy of EAFC today. But this, I think they have 2 tiers in EAFC. I think they have the 2nd tier as well. But they've got the 2 tiers of Bundesliga and the 3rd Liga, which has the similar logo to the women's. But they only have only 14 teams. So it's not loads of teams.
Do you get a FIFA feel when you're looking at these home menus?
A little bit, yeah.
It's very different. Yeah. It's very different to the previously.
They seem a lot more user friendly and beginner friendly.
Yeah, yes,
I think FM
yeah.
has a history of doing that, and I think this is definitely leaning into that almost console like feel for the PC audience.
But also it feels like
just a list.
It's like an official feel as well. Like obviously we've had logos in the game before, but just this whole like layout just makes things feel so much more official.
So normally what you'd have on the right hand side there is information about the club. But I think I imagine with the new tiles and cards is if I click on Nuremberg there, it'll bring up the information. Information of the club. I mean, the one that stands out here, there's two that stand out here. Essen is one of them, and Carl Zeiss Siena is the other one. Like these two teams.
Pronouncing them.
I don't even know if I don't know if I did it right.
I saw Carl Zeiss Jenna. That's what I saw.
Zeiss. I think it's Zeiss.
As long as you say it with a confident sigh, that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
I did German at school, but that's about as good as it'll get. But I mean, that's obviously not a big men's team. That's obviously like a smaller. I don't even know if they have a men's team. I think Jena might even mean. Now this is where my German fails me. Might even mean women. Probably not. Probably doesn't. Let's Google Translate it.
Small, very small thing.
No, it's a city. It's a city. It's a city name. Forget it.
Yeah. Is it Fraulein? Isn't that
Fraulein is the name for women. Yeah, and Frau and Fraulein. But but they have other words as well.
Sweet Fraulein.
So.
I do love those little green bar things on the left, like to tell you the league level.
The reputation. Some people hated that. You mean the wheels?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I wish it was, maybe it would have been too much, but I wish it was on the teams as well.
Yeah. Interesting that the Bundesliga is like missing two little segments of pie. Like it's not top tier.
Oh, I think that's world reputation.
Yeah, it is. But where would you put the Bundesliga? Yeah. Would you not put the Bundesliga?
They're top 5, but I don't think England was all filled out, and I'm guessing England will be number 1.
England will be number 1. Yeah, England will be all... Actually, wait. No, even Premier League is missing one segment. Yeah. Who's full? Who's got a full reputation? Oh, maybe like an international tournament or something. Yeah, maybe the Champions League as well. You're right. So maybe like it's based on that league reputation. Okay, possibly, yeah. Because if someone wants to play in Champions League or something like that. Okay, and then we get to this one. I found this really weird. So this is Sweden.
Yeah.
This is the Swedish women's tier 1. So we have 2 tiers for Sweden. But I also noticed there are like at least 5 tiers. No, sorry. There are 4 tiers for the men in Sweden. How many are there right now for Sweden?
I don't think there's 4 tiers in FM.
Bearing in mind that it splits at tier 3, so there's going to be 2nd Division North, and below that you'd assume 2nd Division South for Sweden as well.
Oh, yeah.
So 4 tiers of Swedish football is like, especially as it's not licensed. It makes me wonder, like there must be some funding or something that they've accessed that's been like, hey, represent Swedish football.
Oh, just yesterday they posted a blog on their website about this.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you have the answer.
Yeah. So integral part of the debut of women's football in Football Manager series, both. I'm not even going to try and pronounce those league names. Will be fully licensed.
Damallsvenskan and Elitan.
Yeah, they're in. So I think that's just like separate to what they're doing with the men's league.
Yeah, it just surprised me that
I'm pretty sure they've added.
We only get 3 German leagues, but we get 4. We get 6 at least Swedish leagues.
It might have to do with the build and the database and like the resources they have in a certain area.
Yeah, I was going to say similar.
But there's more interest in. I mean, I don't know, 3rd tier. Well, I don't. Maybe not beyond. But is there interest in 4th tier Swedish football? I don't know.
No, but it's even like obviously with scouting as well. It is pretty easy just to find low tier Swedish football compared to like Germany. Sometimes trying to find Germany.
I think Germany does like split out a bit more, doesn't it? It like breaks away. And
Yeah.
Splits way out. Anyway, so yeah, this was the last one. So if anyone wants to give Sweden a go, there was 14 licensed teams there, plus the 2nd tier. I was surprised because Sweden's obviously not. I was surprised it wasn't France or Germany or Spain that got 2 tiers.
No, they did. Spain got 2 tiers.
Oh, Spain has 2. You're right. Spain has 2.
Germany, yeah.
No, Germany only has the 1. We just looked at it.
No, sorry, yeah. Sorry, you're right. Yeah. England, Spain, and Sweden.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, which surprised me.
I think that unfortunately, I think that basically means for me that I'm probably only ever going to manage in those 3 nations for women's football because I want the relegation. I want the promotion. And without it kind of hurts a bit.
You got to take a small Swedish team to the Women's Champions League. That's going to be the challenge now, right? That's going to be what you got to try and do.
That seems like a fun one. Or a Welsh one, because like obviously Wales are in this as well.
Wales.
And like Wales, I think, are probably like the smallest, in terms of women's football, it's like the smallest top tier nation in this database, like Wales have always been quite small in FM historically until they started bringing in leagues such as Gibraltar. Well, before that, but you get my point.
Yeah.
And so I think in this, the Women's League for Wales is going to be the smallest league.
Yeah, so I was curious because Cavalier United, which was Cardiff City's women's team, split off.
They play in
England, but they're in the 3rd tier, so they won't be in the game, even though they're probably the best women's team in maybe the 2nd best women's team.
Yeah.
But Cardiff City now do have a women's team in the Welsh leagues.
Yeah.
So they got rid of one. They got rid of their English leagues team and brought in the Welsh leagues team, and they're called Cardiff City. You've got Wrexham, Aberystwyth, and some of I don't even know Aberystwyth.
Swansea as well.
Swansea
in the TNS, I believe it is.
So Swansea don't have a team in the men's league in the English leagues.
No. It's literally the only Welsh team in women's football currently in the English league are the old Cardiff City, Galwilier United.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, we are going to get the Welsh leagues. Okay, let's play on the video. See what she says.
And it's all powered by the largest women's football database in games. It's still the Football Manager you know, built on depth, authenticity, and realism. But now the women's game sits within that same universe. One world, one ecosystem, one database. Your story begins here in a new dimension of the beautiful game. Select men's football, women's football, or both.
I've got to talk about it. Because people are so annoying.
I knew you would go, yeah.
Why do people have to go? Can I turn it off? What do you mean? Can you turn it? Like, you can turn off any league in the game, right? Like, why? You are only mentioning it because it's women's football. You are only bringing it up like, oh, I won't. Like, why does anyone have to say, oh, I won't play it? Like, whenever any other league is announced, no one feels the need to say that. Why do you have to say it? Like, you're obviously saying it to try and make some kind of point. Like, and obviously there are also the more blatant sexists out there. But even that's like, you didn't have to just shut your mouth. You don't have to say anything. I don't care if you're going to play it or not. I don't care if you're going to play the Argentinian 3rd tier. I don't care if you're going to play an Indonesian 2nd division. I don't care if you're going to play the 4th division of Sweden. Like, why do you have to make the comment, well, I'm not going to play that? Like, as if it's some kind of smug gotcha. Like, it's not, is it?
Yeah. It's just silly comments. Even like, I don't want to see that in my game. I'm like, but you played it like you avoid things. Like, I don't see results in the Conference League, even though it's just littered in the game. I don't see results because I don't care enough to go and search for the results. So these things shouldn't be like right there, like you have to see it in your face. I don't think Football Manager ever presented it in that way, that it's just there in your face at all times. It's obviously Football Manager, you tailor it to yourself. It's always been that way. What you want to see on your pages is what you're going to see. How you want to set up your leagues is how you want to set up your leagues. I do find those comments, that one of, I don't want to see it in my game and I'm not going to play it, those two just wind me up. Yeah, it's like, why did you have to say it?
There was a lot of it. And what frustrates me is that when you get leagues such as Gibraltar added into the men's game, they never complained that.
Yeah, no one says it.
I didn't. No one asks for this. Like that's that's one of the excuses with the women's game is like no one asked for this. Well, yeah, I did, but
people actually have been asking for it. No one asked for. Actually, no one did ask for whatever. They're adding 4 new leagues, which we can commit to the men's game, which we'll get back to later. I think only one of those I've ever seen anyone ever ask for, if that is the one that's being added. Like, there's only one league that's not presently in the game that I think people request.
Like, I don't know how, obviously different fan bases are different, but being an Arsenal fan, Arsenal have made like the Arsenal women's teams a big deal. Like, obviously we've seen they now play at the Emirates is a big deal. So for us as well, the way you support the youth teams, the under 21s, how you support the under 18s, it's the same way you support the Arsenal women as well. Like, it would bother me even more if I saw like Arsenal fans comment on that, because I'm just like, come on, it just comes to supporting Arsenal as well. So why wouldn't you want to see it? Like, you imagine Arsenal, why wouldn't you want to see the reserves, the youth, and the Arsenal women's? Because that's how it is in real life. Like, that's how we see Arsenal right now. Well, personally, that's how I see Arsenal in real life right now. Like, why would I not want to see that if I want Football Manager to be this realistic football management game? Like, I just don't understand what people actually want. I think a lot of people are confused what they want. They obviously want a game tailored for them rather than just thinking... Yeah, rather than just thinking, all right, that's just in the game, that's cool for other people, I might not use it, we move on. There's so many things in the game, squad planner, they made a big deal. I just thought, I'm not going to use it. I didn't have to make a public, I didn't have to quote tweeters that I'm not going to use the squad planner. I just waited for the game to come out, didn't use it, move on with my day. Yeah. And then what happens as well, what I know is going to happen, curiosity gets the better of you. It was like 2 months ago, I was telling everyone, you should be using the squad planner. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. Because after a while, you get bored of the way you're playing the game, and then you're trying to look for different ways to enjoy the game. And you find out, oh, actually, there is use for these things. And actually, this thing can be exciting. You just didn't bother or care enough to check it out. I think curiosity will get the best of a lot of people, and they'll end up having a try anyway.
Yeah, they probably will end up playing it. It's like... I mean, could you imagine if a tennis game came out, right? And they went, we're adding the Williams sisters. No one asked for that. Like, it'd be crazy, right? Like, 2 of the best tennis players ever. And like, you know, or someone's making an Olympics game, but they just didn't include women's sports. No one asked. Like, it would be madness. So like, it should be here.
I bet these same people had no care when they were signing female stars in Football Manager as well. They probably didn't even know they were signing female staff in FM. Just trying to find these great staff. Yeah, that physio that you signed, yeah, she's a lady.
I think one of the common complaints that I've seen on like the comments is that it's adding women's football to Football Manager has taken away something from the men's game and from the game itself, but that is just a fundamental misunderstanding of how Sports Interactive has made this game. It's not taking anything away from the actual gameplay. It's not taking anything away from the men's database. These are things that wouldn't have existed. That kind of resource into the women's game wouldn't have been anywhere else. It just wouldn't have existed non-stop.
Yeah, exactly, they wouldn't have been given the budget for it by Sega. They wouldn't, like, everyone acts like, oh, it's a finite resource pool and it's got to be split around or whatever. But, you know, that resource pool goes to many, many, many different places on many, many, many different things. It's not like, 50% of the game's budget was now spent on women's football. No, like maybe 2% of the game's budget was now spent on women's football, and it might see a 5% increase in game sales, in which case it was worth it, right? Like it's... And even then, it's not as simple as that. And part of it, you know, Miles has always said it's not about game sales. Like, this is also about progress. Like, he said it's the right thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, whether you agree with Miles on many things or not, like, I think that's the point. You're not going to see an improvement in women's football unless you see it like shown on TV. And as Aaron said earlier, and you know, I said, like, we see in our families and in our friends' daughters and stuff that they're now mega into football because they've watched the Lionesses the last 6 years, you know, have 4 finals, 3 finals, whatever it is. They've seen the Women's Champions League on their telly. Like, this would never have happened when I didn't know a single women's footballer 10 years ago, I don't think. You know, it's now in FIFA, it's now in AAFC, in the Ultimate Team. I know there are people who complain about that, but, you know, they need to get with the times, really. I mean, it's... It's here. Like, and that's the point. Like she says, if you like, you don't have to. You can turn on the bits that you want and turn off the bits you don't. Just the same as you don't turn on every league.
Who made Football Manager a men's game? I'm sorry, but who made Football Manager a men's game? It just so happened to be that it was difficult before to get this involved, but now it's like it was never. I don't know. No one's ever made a promise that Football Manager is just going to be men alone. Only us guys can play it.
Is it any surprise more women don't play when you get like people talking like that? Alice, sorry, bad time for me to interrupt you.
It's okay. I think it's going to be like there's an added element of like excitement for like we've seen a bit of the match engine in this video, not that much, but when you look at the animations, obviously, as I have talked about how they had to kind of redo the player movement and everything, and you know what, it looks really different, but also awesome. That match engine, the way the players are moving, it's like something different. Like, why would you not want to like load up a couple of the women's league, and then if you end up getting a job there, it's going to be a completely different experience than men's game. And I think that's only an added bonus to like content to gameplay. To that experience of like exploring the like one of the things I'd have to do is explore the world of in Football Manager game and like not always stay in England but go to Japan, go to South America or go to Europe. Like you add in an extra element to that world, and what is not to love about that?
You're literally just expanding the world, literally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's more like it's what they're adding stuff into the game. I don't know why people. We just had to get the rant out there. And to be honest, they probably haven't made it this far in the video if it applies to them.
I was going to say about 40 minutes in the video.
They've already left
about 1 minute in the video.
They've already left their angry comment at the bottom and not watched the rest and listened to anyone's point of view. We know what it's like.
Poor take.
Yeah. No one asked this. No one's going to play this. Okay.
No bull knowledge.
Oh, yeah. All right. Should we move on from the idiots?
Together in one connected world, seamlessly integrated into the game you know and love, but with its own identity, shaped by how
look at this hit, by the way,
play the sports at the highest level. That means a different transfer market, shorter deals, fewer release clauses, a system modelled on the realities of the women's game. That's reflected with injuries too, based on real-world player data. A 20 is still a 20. For example,
okay, like the thing about. So they've changed the way that they spoke a bit more about this in the blog, but I think it's really interesting that they are putting it into the game in a way that it works in women's football with shorter contracts, with different transfer deals. They said there's a lot more free transfers in women's football. The injuries, so we know, for example, ACLs are a lot more common in women's football. I think it's interesting that they haven't just lumped it in as like here's football with a different manager with a different graphic, right, and a database. Like,
it's not just another league, is it? They've not just added a league like you would in like Gibraltar, where the transfer system. It's the same system, right? They've changed it here, and like that. Again, it adds to what I was just talking about a moment ago, where we're adding a different element to the game. We're adding content that is a little bit different and is going to open up the world in Football Manager and give you something else to explore. We've been playing Football Manager and Championship Manager for 3 decades now. Like adding a different element to that, such as having that world in where free transfers are more common. Like, I love it. Who doesn't love a good free transfer? I don't want to spend millions of pounds on players. I want to just snap them up for free.
So you imagine it's getting near the season. You know half your team's contracts are running out, but you also know that half the best players in the world's contracts are running up. Like that's got like I always loved the free transfer days. Yeah, that's going to have an edge. You're going to be like, hey, Puteas, she only has one month left on her contract. Like, could we get her in at Arsenal? And then you're like, but I'm going to lose my own player.
It's going to add an extra element to how you play as well. So the way I play in the men's the men's leagues is I just wait until the end of the season, wait until everyone's contracts have expired, and wait until the transfer market is open, and then I'll start buying. Then I'll start looking. Then I'll start buying. But if the predominant way you're going to be signing players in the women's game is just free transfers, then you have to look in advance. You have to think about all of your contracts that are running out at the end of the season, and then explore your world and like scout the world for for contracts that are running out. Otherwise, if you're going to miss out on all the best targets, whereas in the men's game, those best targets might be transfers. In this, it might be free transfers.
Yeah.
I think it's
Squad
going to
planner.
be interesting.
Telling you, don't hate on it.
Squad planner.
Yeah, that's an interesting part. I think the squad planner is going to be even more important now.
Important, yeah.
In the women's game, if that's how we're going to have to play, is relying on those free transfers, then I can't imagine the squad planner being any more important for women's football, or sorry, any less important for women's football than it is for men's, if not more so.
Yeah. Let's hope it's in the game.
That's a good point.
They didn't say it was taken out, did they?
We don't know yet.
And the thing she's just about now is the attributes are going to be the same, so out of 20, which I think makes sense. Like the idea isn't you look at I don't know, Fran Kirby and see she's got 16 pace, and then think, oh, Marcus Rashford's 16 pace, they're the same speed. Like it's relative.
Oh my God, the maddest thing just happened. I swear to you, Mum's life. You just said Rashford, and my auntie has just popped up with a message on Discord saying Rashford. I'm guessing he's just gone to bang up fast. I'm guessing. Sai, what have you just done?
I actually like summoned in a goal from Rashford.
My heart is actually just beating fast. You like Rashford. I saw Rashford pop up in my head. I was like, that didn't just happen.
Rashford with double for Barca at Newcastle. There you go.
Yeah.
He has literally just scored. He scored a screamer.
My boy.
Now, Si, you have to say a random Barcelona player, and then then they'll go to score.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in Newcastle, sorry, you said?
No, yeah, against Newcastle. All the Newcastle fans will hate me.
Yeah.
If they don't already. Obviously, Liverpool fans, I had a go at the other week. I think it might be Liverpool fans.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going down there again.
Next week, it'll be Man United. It's all right. Yeah, they're obviously not relative to how good they are in the men's game. It's relative to the women's game only. So it doesn't matter whether it's out of 20. They did say they did explore whether different attributes were needed, but I don't know why. Why would you need different attributes? Like, what would you include or not include that men's football wouldn't also have? So the attributes will be the same.
In the women's game with a 20 for finishing is rated on the same scale as a men's striker.
So I saw these attributes earlier, and I'm like, God damn, Man City might just be.
Yeah, actually, Alex Greenwood looks okay, but it was what's her name, Bunny Shaw, right?
Yeah, Bunny Shaw just looked mental. 19
finishing, 18 composure.
She's Jamaican. That's what we do, Yeah.
So
she can.
she's their star player. So I think. Would you also new roles? Actually, not on this.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Well, channel forwards on there.
Channel forward, yeah.
And centre forward. I don't think I had centre forward. Well, no, centre.
I'm guessing that's complete forward, right?
Or advanced.
That should be a reword, yeah. Oh, advanced is not there.
Yeah, there's no advanced forward. But yeah, Bunny Shaw looked quite good.
Channel forward might be advanced then.
I like how she has something that we really see in men's football is that she has more goals than caps for Jamaica.
Oh yeah, 57 goals, 50 caps.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So there's Alex Greenwood of England. 100, not as many goals, 7 goals in 100.
I think that's going to be our new habit.
105 caps is actually mad, isn't it? That's got to be approaching.
Yeah. So you've just got it now as well. That's going to be the new thing. Every time I open up a player profile, have they got more goals and caps?
Have you noticed something in this screen that she has a natural fitness of 13, which at the age of 32 has gone up?
Oh yeah, interesting.
And despite only having a natural fitness of 13, she still has 14 acceleration and 15 pace, which is insane.
The goalkeeper rating's just out of 10 now as well. 3 out of 10. I think that's new, right?
Yeah, it's usually out of 5, is it not? Historically.
I don't think it was.
I think it just didn't say.
I don't think it was out of, if it's just a number, yeah.
I always assumed it was out of 20, but I never saw it above 3 or 4 anyway.
Yeah, that's why I figured it was 5. But then that kind of makes sense, I guess.
I wonder if there is anyone with a high goalkeeper rating. Have you ever? Is there like an outfield player?
There's a guy in Scotland. There's a guy in Scotland right now. He's practically played everywhere. It's just mental. Yeah.
Playmaking wingback.
New role.
Yeah.
Is that a Trent? We've been screwed. That's a bit like 4 years too old now, isn't it? That's when Trent was just doing that madness every week.
Yeah, well, you look at her. She's got 19 passing and 17 vision. I would be making her a playmaker of some kind. Like that is a Trent, isn't it? On the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like that is the perfect player for that wing back position. You know, she's literally gonna run up the field. She's got the pace for it, even being 32. And then on defense, she's pretty great. One thing that I noticed, I can't remember if we've seen a screenshot before this video, but how the set piece attributes have been partitioned to their own section.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about that quickly last week. But yeah, they have, which is kind of nice. I think they should have been. There's also one I was saying. There's 1 or 2 others they should move, which was flair and eccentricity on goalkeepers, and aggression. I think.
No, I think you think.
Oh,
aggression?
you guys disagreed on aggression, but it was like, but flair is a propensity to do something rather than the ability to do it. And the same with eccentricity. It's like how likely they are to try something, not whether they're any good at it. Okay, and when I think we get one more, right?
Measured within their own.
Yeah, Yue Hasegawa, I think is her name. Japanese player at Man City. Wide central midfielder, channel midfielder, midfield playmaker, advanced playmaker.
I think they're similar. Like, I'm guessing.
What's a channel midfielder? A midsala.
I think so, yeah.
Then what's a wide central midfielder? Is a midfield playmaker a deep line playmaker?
I think so, yeah.
Or is it separate?
I think they're trying to modernize some of the words. I still use deep line playmaker when doing work.
I mean, deep line playmaker
is just too
YouTube
vague,
channel.
Right? It's just too vague.
To rename.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I think midfield playmaker is a bit vague, isn't it? Like, what part of the midfield?
I'm glad they've renamed a lot of the roles.
Same, yeah. Because I did like Cavallero.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I've been playing Football Manager for ages, and I've never used that role. And if I was to tell you off the top of my head, I can't remember. Like, after years of playing this game, it's ingrained into me. I know what like a Mazzala does now, but for a new player, they're going to see Mazzala and they're just going to kind of gloss over it. They're going to forget about it. Exactly. It's the same with Tracatista and Libero.
Yeah, but what would you rename a trick? Or what would you rename a Raumdeuter? Space seeking forward. Space seeking advanced midfielder. Like, what's the name of it?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so let's carry on.
Context. But accuracy takes more than just data. Dedicated motion capture sessions with real footballers.
Oh, we knew, but they announced this like 5 years ago.
How women move on the pitch, from pressing to passing, from shooting to celebrating. The results? More accurate movement, more realistic moments, a game that feels authentic on and off.
That defender just stopped.
This has been years in the making, built from the ground up, a promise made in 2021, delivered in FM26. And this is just the start. The database will expand, the experience will deepen, the game will keep evolving. In FM26, women's football is yours to define. Step into the dugout. It's time
so that's pretty much the whole of the of the trailer.
I'm sorry, but Football Manager needs to bring back music, and that needs to be in the main menu. I need to be picking my. Please, I need to be picking my team.
Please don't.
It would literally take me about 30 minutes just to pick my team. I should be like,
I've watched that video several times already, and it's driving me insane, that music.
I love that. I think it's the loop. The loop isn't quite right, but...
Let me share something with you, actually.
What happened? Oh.
That
music is groovy. I thought this kid's gonna getting used to Die Liga. This word die, it's a bit out there, isn't it?
That's as Fußball die Feminin. It's D, not die. You say D.
No, it's telling the league to die. Die Liga.
Die Liga.
I'm English.
But I think it means like the women's football, but it still definitely has the German badge there. But yeah, these houses. Look at all these houses. Little German town. Wonder if we get different houses.
It does, yeah. It does.
Wonder if we're in different countries, we get different houses. What do you think?
Well, potentially, because we get like different kind of backgrounds depending on which country you're in, right? In FM already, so it makes sense.
Different trees.
Forget Football Manager. This is the sorry, forget women's football. This is the major announcement. Houses in the game.
There's houses.
Like, it's actually, you laugh, right? We laugh about it, but it's actually something that's been a bugbear of mine for many years. It's just like how rubbish the stadiums lifeless. And the background look. And yeah, like, it's very lifeless, right? And like, I like to get immersed in the match. I like to get immersed in the game. And that visual representation of the surroundings of the pitch, I think, is just as important as what's going on the pitch for that immersion.
I just do hope the experience, not with which is in Foot Manager, the match experience, your first one is good, because with all the cinematic thing, I think every single player is just going to sit there in that first game and just take it all in. And if that first match, if everything plays out well, and it could be very dangerous. People might be locked in their rooms for a very long time.
I think I am as well with this, like, women's football. Like, I've already pretty much decided that for FM26, for the first like 6 months of this game, I can't imagine I'm going to be switching over to the men's game at all. I'm going to be in that women's universe, moving from country to country, like kind of getting a taste of all that different experience, like especially in England, Spain, and Sweden, wasn't it, where you do have that promotion and relegation. It kind of reminds me, women's football right now, looking at that entire video as a whole, it's starting to remind me of what it was like watching, or not so much watching, was playing Football Manager or Championship Manager in the 90s or like the early 2000s, where the transfer money and the wages weren't excessive in they are now. You know, you're not going to be getting like having to sign players for over 100 million that are on some in that game you could be playing players over £1 million per week. And obviously we were seeing in that trailer some of the best of the best, and they were getting like what, £2,500 per week, and like then add that onto the transfer figures as well. I think it's going to ground it a lot more. One of the things I really dislike about men's football in general is the amount of money involved, and when you're playing Football Manager, you can't get away from that. But with the women's game coming in, it does look like it's going to be a little more grounded. And I'm hoping that I do want like both men and women's football to level out a bit, but I don't think it's necessarily that. I think they kind of like the men's football has to come down. It has to like the finances involved are unsustainable. We've kind of seen that a lot of the time. Yeah. But also, it's the leagues as well, or therefore the lack of leagues. Like, for the longest time, if you wanted to play in Wales, in Championship Manager or Football Manager, you get one league. And we're kind of going back to that world. And we're like, yes, I'm disappointed that we're not getting promotion and relegation, but I kind of like the simplicity of it sometimes. So, it's a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah. Nah, it's really exciting. I can't wait.
So we do have the women's leagues, the rest of the women's leagues that have been announced.
Yeah.
So let me just grab those. Here we go. So we have Now they've actually gone out for a lot of licenses on this. So we have the Super League 1 and 2. We have the National Women's League, which we assumed because we'd seen Angel City already. We have the German League. We have the Wii League in Japan. We have the Serie A Femminile in
Stop
Italy.
laughing.
I'm sorry, Mitchell.
The 2 Swedish leagues. We've got the A Liga in Denmark and then the A League Women in Australia. Although actually they've not called that by the name, but it is licensed. I don't know why they've not named that by its actual name because that is the Ninja A League, and I'm disappointed they haven't called it the Ninja. Yeah, Ninja.
Like
Ninja. Yeah, like a Ninja air fryer.
I might have to reconsider my Arsenal save. I might actually have to fly to the
Ninja A League. Because I think they're sponsored by Shark Ninja, which the company that make the Hoovers and the air fryers.
Yeah, you can't call it the Shark League, yeah.
The Shark A League. In Australia you could, I'm sure. But the Ninja A League. Actually, they put some of the sponsorships, but not all of them. They put Barclays and Google Pixel. But I thought so. Yeah, these must be the ones they have licenses for. The Adran Premier and the UEFA Champions League Europe, Women's Champions League Europe, but not the Europa League. Is there a Europa League? I assume there is, and not the.
See, and there's Tottenham fans. European champions doesn't even count.
Chris will edit
I'm
that
sorry,
bit
Chris.
out.
That one was for Chris.
Yeah. I'm curious. Actually, I've just noticed something else. So she said 41,000 players, right? But if you load in all these leagues, you get 45,000 players.
It might be that's also loading in the men's players.
Oh yeah, it's got men's.
There are 3 men's leagues loaded. Yeah. You are correct, and that's not all the women's leagues because just like hiding underneath here, the top division in France and top two divisions in Spain, which means they weren't allowed to use the license for the names for those two, but they probably will be there. Interesting is men's leagues, 58 nations. There are currently only 54. Which means there are 4 new men's leagues as well. 4 new men's nations, not leagues. There could be more leagues, but would you, if you were to guess on men's? I know we've been talking about women's leaving, and now I'm diverting us, but they haven't announced any men's leagues yet. What would you, or men's nations? Well, if you guessed 4 new men's nations, what would you guess?
SA,
Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it's hard to imagine they wouldn't do Saudi Arabia, but then I would have thought they'd have done Saudi Arabia last year. I don't know. I mean, Sports Interactive is quite a moral studio, and I wonder if they're avoiding Saudi Arabia.
It's true, yeah. That's what I thought, but then I just thought as it's getting it's involved in football now, it's sort of difficult to ignore, I guess.
Yeah, they probably have to have Saudi Arabia, right? And then,
especially trying to grow a fan base as well, it's just might have to bite their tongue a little.
I figure Egypt is pretty good, right? Egypt's not in there.
But my cat.
I wondered if there was like some more North African ones. So Egypt.
I could just hear. Is that your cat or my cat?
Sorry, I think that's my cat.
Oh, I couldn't hear a cat. I was like, I'm just talking about Egypt. They might worship cats, but other than that,
my cat's been fussy, so I was just making sure.
And then I'm hopeful for Nigeria or Ghana. I think they would be fun, but I don't think they will be.
No, I don't think it'll be one of the African leagues.
I think
Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt.
Yeah.
But then I don't see where else they go because we've already got most of South America. We've already got all of North America. We've got all. I don't think there's any country in Europe that's not covered, right? Or any that are, that are worth covering.
Well, I heard people want Luxembourg, so
New Zealand? Is the New Zealand League already in the game? It might not be.
I don't think I've ever ventured into Oceania in Football Manager.
Is there a nation that has a lot of Football Manager fans, but their league's not in it?
See, obviously like Brazil, but Brazil is there, but it's just not licensed. Like it has the funny rules.
Might be one of those leagues.
I mean, something like that's why I figured maybe something like Nigeria, because there's a lot of Nigerian expats who will play the game.
Yeah.
So, even if people in Nigeria aren't playing the game, there'll be no British Nigerians who will play the game, or Italian Nigerians who will play the game. I don't know. I'm curious who the four will be. So, and then just sort of goes over the stuff they said in the video, but this screenshot was we showed that screenshot last week on the pod, which I found out later that only we had. No one else had that screenshot. So it was an exclusive to us.
I was not involved in that leak, SI. That was not.
It was on their website. Do you know, it happened to me again today. I found a link on their website, it took me to a page which I wasn't supposed to have access to yet. They need to. I mean, it didn't give me access to it, but it told me you don't have access to this. And I thought, okay,
it's been confirmed here. Sorry, hacking the SI website.
I'm not. They literally posted the link. I clicked the link. I'll tell you what it was. It was the German. So they've been posting the announcements for the for each. Here we go. Look for each of these. So they got for Football Manager Germany, right? So it was this post here, but this is only in German. But you could obviously the English version. There is an English version of it, but you can't get it. It's if I change the language down the bottom here to English, it'll probably you can. They've only unlocked the German version for some reason. So that's all that was. But yeah, it's starting to shape up. We're getting close. I'm excited to try and play women's football. I'm disappointed. I would have liked to have played as. I want to play as hashtag, or not necessarily hashtag, but some. I'm hoping. Actually, a few people thought maybe non-league football wouldn't be in the game because of how they showed the screenshots. But I'm hoping. I mean, it would be cool if there's even lower leagues in countries like England. I don't think there will be, but
no. I imagine we're going to get some custom databases, and so I will definitely be looking. I've never really done custom databases before, but because of how few leagues there actually is in this, I kind of have to. I think at this point, if I'm going to make the most of women's football and Football Manager, because 6 months into this game, given how few leagues there are, the content might have just kind of expired at that point because of the limited number of leagues. That I might then have to kind of have a save where I'm then moving into men's football or going back and forth.
What if you manage both at the same time?
I think that's definitely something I want to do in the future. Is load up the world with both men and women's football, and go back and forth. Whatever job takes, whatever job is going to pay the most at that particular time, or whatever narrative you've built into your Football Manager, because that's how I like to play Football Manager, is have that narrative. And I think there's a lot of female managers for the game that unfortunately men's football does seem quite locked off in that regard, that it's very difficult for female managers to go straight into the men's game. So kind of an almost realistic and narrative way would be starting in the women's game, proving yourself there, and then you might get offered a job in the men's game as well. But that's nothing to take away from the women's game. I do fear that the men's game is going to overshadow the women's in Football Manager. It's so I want to try and take the best possible job, the job that is literally going to pay me the most money in a game like that, and inevitably you're going to end up in the men's game.
I don't think people normally take the highest paying ones though, do they?
I've done it before. I've done a career. I know Lelujo's done a career as well, where you basically keep taking a step up. And I imagine it's quite a rare thing for a Football Manager player to do. But it is definitely a case that you could do that now, start up in a non-league in England, move to the women's game, then back to the men's league as you kind of move up your pay grade.
Yeah. My worst sort of saves long terms.
Or if you notice that in the graphs we were seeing, the reputation of the women's leagues were quite were on par with the men's, and so you could even do it as a reputation thing, move your way up based on reputation. In both of those different games.
Ooh. I mean, I haven't decided if I might do Portsmouth women. I might try Portsmouth women. I think it could be a good save to do. Just as the beta, it might be the beta. Like, I'm looking for a short save to do for the beta. That would be perfect, right? And then I go do a journeyman or an octagon or whatever you can do now. In the, you can move between the leagues.
That's my plan. My plan was obviously Arsenal women through the beta thing, but I haven't picked my actual long term. I think for me it's difficult. I think I would need to have the game to then see what you can do in the game, what's new, blah, 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 then. Because you don't want to have, like, this is what we're doing now, like a youth to whatever, elite player, whatever sort of save now. And then you get the game and realise, actually, you're capable of just making your own sort of save. Like, you don't have to follow what was there before. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to start something new. Like the going in and out of the men and the women's game. So there's going to be new opportunities, new game modes or narratives to have in your save. But I really wish, though, like, you could have some sort of thing where you have your own reputation, you're labelled as a journeyman or you're labelled as someone that saves teams from relegations and that sort of thing. So when you are getting offered jobs, it's sort of tailored to that. So if you're known to saving one or two teams previously, then a team in a relegation fight, Bristol City or whoever, and then they might come to you be like, hey, can you try and save us? Yeah. And that sort of thing. That would be pretty cool, I think, as well.
What I found really interesting is, I can't remember, it's somewhere in the article, it mentions that there are some staff members, so obviously players won't be able to go from either league, that's pretty obvious, right? But some staff members will refuse to go from the women's game to the men's game, and some staff members will refuse to go from the men's game to the women's game. Like, there will be some that will cross over between those different teams. But I just like that idea. Like, there are going to be staff members that are just like, no, I want to just manage the women's game. I'm not looking to progress onto the men's game. I don't want to have it as like, oh yeah, that's not my progression. Like, my progression is in the women's game only.
They have their preferences for sure. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Yeah. Whoa. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, and we'll wrap it up there. Alice, if the lovely people out there want to find you, where can they find you?
You can't find me really on social media anymore. Other than Blue Sky, you can find me on Blue Sky. One of the advantages
Blue
is not...
Sky, please tell me why. Sorry, every time someone says Blue Sky, I have to sing. I'm sorry.
One of the advantages about not being on X is that you don't get to see all the comments on Football Manager's posts on there, and yeah, they're not great. But yeah, you can find me over on Blue Sky, and you can find me on Twitch as well as FM Go. And we are currently doing a Cardiff save, right? We started off in Cardiff Met University, which is really fun because amateur football is a little bit broken in Football Manager. And then we ended up doing so well, we got a job at Cardiff City Football Club in the English League, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Si, everyone knows you, but where can they find you?
Yeah, so Maggio, I'm on like YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. I mean, EAFC came into the inbox today, so I might be on that for a week or two. I think I'm like, I got to a point, I was doing my MLS save, and I'm like, all right, the FM26 news is trickling out, and it's like, I can't go back now. I can't go back on FM24. Like, I'm too excited to see what 26 is. I can't touch 24. So, yeah, like EAFC might have to tide me over for a month, which it normally does, and then we'll be on the new game. How about yourself, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna say funny you say that because I did all of that just so I can plug myself in. So yeah, I'll be returning back to some YouTube. I'm returning back to YouTube and Twitch as well. I did want to wait for FM26, but I don't know. I think I want to try and build some, not necessarily viewership momentum, but for me just to get back into the swing of things, build some momentum before the game comes out. And I'll be out on YouTube, RDF Tactics, and I'm on Twitter, and that's good stuff as well. For the Patreon, make sure you go and check it out, patreon.com/the FM Show Pod. You can support the channel from as little as £3, and you can come and check out the network save, where, of course, I was going to say I'm first, but I'm not. None of us are.
No, I think we're behind Inter Milan and AC Milan at the minute. But it's close. There's only about 3 points in it, right? So, either one of us could... Well, maybe not Tony. I think Tony might get... He might get the sack soon.
Yeah, it's been some tough streams for Tony. But we'll see you soon. Toodles and good. Have a good day.